and greetings, everyone. Happy December once again. It's good to see y'all. It's good to see folks chatting and interacting in the chat window with many boops going around. All the boopage. And hopefully that it's, polite boopage, consensual. Permission to boop, permission granted, that sort of thing. But hello, everyone. It's good to see y'all. It's good to be at a Friday, and I missed y'all last week on account of a flat tire. Ugh, that was a fun bit of adventure. I'll tell you more about it shortly, but first I've got some hellos to give out. Like to Cherry Fluffbelly Official, who gave me some artwork for my birthday. Much appreciated. Pokemon Fire Eevee, DBZ Doctor who I bet you've been enjoying the Doctor Who specials with David Tennant once again. Brian Luna and Prince Apollo. Michael Bullington. Let's see here. Oh, he's telling me about Jeopardy might need a new host soon. Well, I don't know if I qualify. MLP Trinary, who called me old, but he saw me using a typewriter, so it's warranted. Adam Leisman. And let's see here. Kamodra Super Godzilla X Vlogs. And I'm glad you enjoy my videos and think them kind. I try not to be too harsh in criticisms. People sometimes say I'm not harsh enough in my videos, but that just seems crazy to me, Abso-freaking-lutely crazy. Anyway, there's Enderpup and Cosmeta Inspira. The Big Ben 1, Gaiety. Let's see here. M488 Thunderbird, Parker Boots. Khalid Hussein, hello there. Amethyst Majesty, General 5 stars. Nathan Duazo. And let's see here, just making sure. Chat always skips on me as new folks join in. Chibi the Lit Leo, hello, and hello to Ven Pi. And Vulpecula Einfield. How do you do, everybody? Let's see here. And over on the Twitch, we've got Strik Erioso. And Cherry Fluff Belly also showing off. Here's Cherry Fluff. Well, I've got to get out of presentation mode here. Here's Cherry Fluff's image of me with the spirit of my dearly departed Wrigley. Who I've had dreams about her just recently, so she is still well remembered at this year Christmas time. And let's see here. So thank you for sharing that. And hello, Nexus Galaxy. And let's see here. Jonathan. Am I saying that right? It's all in caps. I mean, it could be John Atin. It could be Ja Natin. It could be John Atin. I don't know how to keep up. Alrighty. Yes, Brian Luna, flat tire. Let me first pull up some sad music on pretzel.rocks. Maybe they can add to the woe of my situation. Search. Sad. Sad. All right, let's just see what happens. This is kind of a dice roll. I said dice roll, not muted. Hello? I can't hear squat. Can you all hear anything? Oh, well, there we go. There we go. Okay, now. Well, now it's too much. Let's see here. So, first off, apparently, we need to hold off on the music for a sec because Jude 3300, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. I hope you're enjoying a marvelous fresh trip around the sun. It's the start of a new personal year, and that's one of the best things for you. Now, funny enough, my flat tire came the day before my birthday. A lot of stuff I can't play because of my filters. Well, let's just see what... This does not sound like music to be sad to. This is like, I got a flat tire. I got a flat tire. It was flat. Jeez. You try to get some woe going and nobody wants to talk. This is madness. Absolute madness. This is their idea of sad? I'd hate to see what depressed is. Anyway. Let's just go with chill. Oh, apparently that's what it's set to. You're just full of it. All right, so my flat tire. So my flat tire. Friday afternoon, I am just going to get a sandwich. Go over to Jan's Subway. They say eat fresh, but that's not true. But as I'm getting back in my car, coming back, because it's going to be stream time in like 2 hours. Yeah, I was eating pretty late that day. My car signals low pressure in my passenger rear tire. And lo and behold, it is zero. It is zilch. Nada. Ninguna. And, well, it doesn't take much inspection to find a big old screw sticking out of my tire. So I give AAA a holler, and while it takes a little bit for a person to find me, that I get the spare on and it's off to a Goodyear store because they were Goodyear tires. And thankfully, they were able to repair it at no cost. If it's a replacement, you have to pay an arm and a leg, but just repairing a tire, not so bad. Michael Bullington, did I call AAA by dashboard or phone app? Well, I guess it was via my smartphone, although even if you call, they text you a link to put in your request. It's a reflection of our digital age. Oh, Michael, I'm sorry. No, I cannot stand Jersey Mike's. I don't know what it is, but the bread they use just is completely unappealing to me. And let's see here. So it was a very easy go. I didn't have to spend too much time out in the cold, as we just had a cold snap. I didn't have to worry too much about everything. My one regret was I didn't get to see you guys for a stream. But I'm here now, so let's make up for some lost time. Jimmy John's, unfortunately, the Big Ben one, and Enter Popeye. I don't know, maybe I'm just used to like Subway and Quiznos. Actually, I'm trying to remember. It's usually Jimmy John's that I encounter. I don't see that many Jersey Mike's. I think I got my franchises mixed up. It's Jimmy John's that has the weird bread for me. But Jersey Mike's, I don't even know where there is a Jersey Mike's near me. Questions for later. Well, anyway. So what am I doing this evening? Well, if my script is anywhere, I am doing a heartwarming tale. But I've decided to put a little bit of a spin on it, as I am wont to do. There we go. Just making sure everything's coming up the way it should. Basically, the premise here is that Silver-Quill wakes up in a stage production of Christmas Carol, but adapted to his life. And he's completely unwilling in this experience, and therefore makes it a very hard time for his actual co-stars. Sorry to interrupt, no Krampus as of yet, but we'll see what we can work out. Now, I've listed people that I hope I can contribute to this, but one, this is short notice. Two, it's the holiday season. We'll see how well this goes. I certainly don't want to have to keep this in reserve until next year. But right now, I'm simply listing out the various shows that have done their own take on A Christmas Carol, because in addition to many adaptation movies and specials, shows have tried their own hand at it. I mean, we've had The $6 Million Man, Mr. Belvedere, and Xena, Warrior Princess. And let us not forget that Brave Star took a threw a lasso at the idea. Animaniacs had perhaps the most risque take. The deal. I remember that one fondly. Yakko Warner to a bunch of dance ladies. Let me know if those dresses are too tight, ladies. That would not fly today. Good Lord. And of course, our dear ponies threw their horseshoes in the ring. But there's more to A Christmas Carol than some, what would be the best word? Beneficial, illuminating, educational. Let's go to thesaurus.com for this one. Thesaurus.com. I need something educational. Academic, cultural, informative, scholarly, informational, chatty, descriptive, enlightening, instructional, gossipy? No. Oh, some revelatory hauntings. There's an aspect to Dickens' classic that I feel is often missed in the adaptations. Scrooge is both an individual in need of redemption and a reflection of a society in need of reorientation. The hard part is recontextualizing this latter part, because with time comes a sense that we're so far beyond the problems of the past. But I say to you, we are not. And I can trace it all back to one famous phrase. And we get here. I'll put in a montage of various Christmas Carol adaptations. It's kind of hard to spell while you're thinking on the fly. It's kind of funny. My spell check already has a fit with me over all the pony names and horse puns. Let's see here. Saying decrease the surplus population. Have you ever wondered where this phrase comes from? Now let's see here. I've got a Ghost of Marley-esque character. Right now, I'm hoping to get Thespio to get Thespio to play this character, but maybe let's see. Let's divide this up. Thespio. Missing things. Yeah, we're time. Sounds of silver dawning equipment off screen. Spio. What is that? Silver. Now, oh, I hear the melodious sounds of a donation. And it is by Trinary. Thank you, Trinary. As always, I greatly appreciate it. Oh, also, we've had some more chats on the Twitch side, including Hunting Rangers 123. Oh, who's down in the dumps because family issues. I can appreciate that. I know it's hard right now, and happiness may feel far away, but time has a way of helping us lift out of that, especially if you can turn your focus to something positive, something that you can construct. So please do hang in there. Streak Arioso, how do I deal with porcupine quills? With a pair of tweezers and a lot of profanity. Nightfire 991126, welcome. It's your first time in the chat, and glad to have you here. Let's see here. Let me just take a quick peek. Oh, I see Voice of Reason. It's good to see you. I'm working on my thoughts of A Hearthwarming Tale and A Christmas Carol and the multitude of adaptations that have come from it. Now, Khalid, I appreciate that you're still eager for the Spider-Verse, but we're not talking about the Spider-Verse right now. That will come in, what, 2025? Oh, good times. Oh, and Cool Kermit 95, greetings from Ireland. Oh, me homeland. Just want to let you know that I enjoy your Power Rangers video and how we miss Jason David Frake as the greatest Power Ranger ever. Take care and have a safe Christmas. Well, I appreciate that, Cool Kermit. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas and just a good time. It's always hard when we have to say goodbye to a figure who's been a part of our lives, even in terms of entertainment. But thankfully, his legacy is going to be there for a good long time. Adam Leisman, you two are a fan of the Muppet version, as am I, of A Christmas Carol. Now, I have to say, I'm not surprised that Thomas the Tank had, Thomas and Friends had a version of A Christmas Carol. I almost feel like every animated show has at one point tried to do A Christmas Carol. All right, but now, Silver, standing there, now wearing the Twittermite capture device, repurposed as a ghost catcher. Sure, per Luigi's Mansion. And he's just saying, buckle up, sunshine. Silver activates the suction device. I'm sure I misspelled it. Suction device. Device. Which begins pulling Thespio in. I feel like I'm writing something very naughty. Anyway, let's... Thespio shouts incoherently as he drags Silver back forth across the stage in an effort to escape. Finally, the vacuum claims him off stage, and Silver returns on screen with Thespio's spirit now contained in a glass jar. Thespio, why does this always happen when I appear in your videos? Thespio. Very angry at the situation. Typecasting goes off screen to deposit the gear and Thespio. Anywho, it's them. Well, okay, so where does the phrase the surplus population really come from? Well, it's a struggle that became encapsulated by one man's fear. The stage pulls back to reveal a wrestling ring. Silver is back on screen with his gold sequin announcer jacket, which I love ever so much. Alrighty, now let's see here. I wonder if they ever noted his height. Or wait. Alrighty. In this corner. Born in 1766. And passing on. Let's see, when was Charles Dickens born? 1812. Come here, you. Now, this guy died at age 68 in 1834. And on in 1834, a British? Was he British? See, I'm kind of getting this part on the fly. An English. Oh, let's just get. I am the very model of an English modern major general, economist, cleric, and scholar, Thomas Malthus. Even his name sounds a little sinister. Malthus. Malthus. Malthus encapsulated a growing fear in his work. Let's see here, and I've actually downloaded this on the Kindle. Hello, Kindle. See, this is me in a journal writing session. I have to jump between like 5 different apps, programs, what have you, just to get things going. Dickens, here we are. Let's see here. An essay on the principle of population. This work and principle of population. And in this other corner, we have reality. I'm debating. Reality rather undermines Malthus's fears, at least in the present. Let's keep going. Let's keep going with the principle of population for just a little bit. Let's see here. Street Carrioso saying, letting it be known, their favorite version of A Christmas Carol adaptation is Nature Cat, where instead of the main guy being all bah humbug, the character getting dragged through time, instead, the character is too into and over-the-top holiday stuff and unintentionally hurts the forest creatures via noise and light pollution. Oh, man. A curious approach. I guess Nature Cat would want to be very mindful of the pollution that can occur around a celebration. I can appreciate that. Let's see here. So the Big Ben one wonders if I've seen the vlog on Room with a Review that talks about Arlene Sorkin. I have not yet. Champ to state, my favorite adaptation is, well, two. There's Scrooged, which with Bill Murray, which gives a modern contextualization and also updates the critique to reflect modern society. Also, along with some great humor, and I do love the sugar plum fairy that beats the ever-loving tar out of him. But then there's the Muppet Christmas Carol for just a hilarious and heartwarming approach, and just great acting all around. Brian Luna thinks that Thomas Malthus sounds like the name of a necromancer in a D&D campaign. You're not far off from the truth there. And Velpecula Einfield, I have seen Godzilla -1 twice, which probably makes it -2 now. But it's, I love it. It's maybe one of my favorite, how can I put it? I think I like it even more than Shin Godzilla. And Shin Godzilla was excellent. I don't know if any really can supplant the original for sheer, well, expression. Oh boy. An American Carol by the Naked Gun Director. That's a political Christmas Carol. Ugh. No, thank you. Okay, let's see here. First off, I'm going to pull up this Kindle again because you guys need to see. I'm just going to read this for a minute. Malthus believed in two principles. First, that food is necessary to the existence of men, and that the passion between the sexes is necessary and will remain nearly in its present state. In other words, the kids really, folks really want to have kids. You know, the birds and the bees, mummies and daddies, that sort of thing. First, that food is necessary. Secondly, the passion between the sexes is necessary making babies. Sake. The problem as he saw it was that these two laws are not equalized. Let's see here. What was his exact wording? This guy, I don't know if this is just how they wrote it in the time, but I'm just going to read a few sentences. In entering upon the argument, I must premise that I put out of the question at present all mere conjectures, that is, all suppositions, the probable realization of which cannot be inferred upon any just philosophical grounds. That had a lot of commas in it. I'm not gonna, I feel like he's kind of burying the lead with all this. He has to put out a question, and that we have to abandon supposition and inference. So let's see here. Here we go. Assuming my postula is granted, and, well, that's already a bit of a question. Power population is indefinitely greater than the power of the earth to produce subsistence for man. Population, when unchecked, increases in a geometrical ratio. Subsistence increases only in an arithmetical. Arithmetical? Sounds like the tickle monster or something like that. Yeah. Oh, Cherry Fluff, I haven't gotten to see Tokyo Godfathers, even though I've seen so many promotional material for it. Most of it just printed. I don't know if I've ever seen clips. This led to his fear that population growth would outpace food production. And as many people will not rise to, how did you put it, Trinary? Live in poverty and hunger. Rise above poverty and hunger. There will be a terrible loss of life due to starvation. And in this other corner, we have reality, which has so far proven his fears false. False. The Industrial Revolution increased our ability to produce crops and harvest food. And while poverty and starvation are very real problems in the world, these are not caused by excess population. Rather, overconsumption in some parts of the world and lack of support to others. But that didn't stop Malthusian economics from taking root in the public discourse and leading to the eventual term relation. A fear that has motivated many terrible ideas throughout history. One example being the Supreme Court. The court case, here we go. This is courtesy of NPR. 1927. Buck v. Bell. That's right. If you thought the Supreme Court was making some bad decisions now, well, that may not be a new trend. That's all I'm saying. Adam Leisman. Wonder, there's a question. Could you make a VR walking simulator of A Christmas Carol? There is no video game adaptation of it, but I can hardly see Scrooge going on a kill streak with the spirits of the past or whatever. Now, if he had to take on the Krampus at the end, that'd be something. All right. The 1927 case Buck v. Bell, in which they upheld a state's right to sterilize unwanted, well, what was the term they used? They upheld the state of Virginia's right to sterilize feeble-minded people. I mean, it was considered a victory for this led to 70,000 Americans being forcibly sterilized in the 20th century. This leading to over Americans having their ability to reproduce taken away during the 20th century. And let's see here. I believe there's one other thing. Because I believe... No. America's first, we were writing the eugenics sterilization statutes that decided who should be sterilized. We also have people who are writing a lot of what might be thought of as pro-Aryan theory. Guys, I'm sorry that this is getting political, but this is history. But the argument they make is that the Nazis actually borrowed this policy from us. Or at least it inspired it. In other words, evil encourages evil. Takeaway. All this in a huge win for the American eugenics, what do they call it? Movement. Dickens hated and did all could to rail against them in his works. Oliver Twist and A Christmas Carol being his most powerful salvos. Will idea shortly. Oh man, well, I got heavy. Kamodra, you are absolutely right to despise politics. They are exhausting and can be very spirit draining, but at the same time, when decisions like Buck v. Bell are being debated, we need someone with political savvy to stand up and say this is wrong. That this is a shame upon us. It is a blight on our culture. And here's the scary thing, everyone. Buck v. Bell was never reversed. It's not practiced. I believe there's been work to dismantle the eugenics policy, but that ruling was never undone. And it's an embarrassment on our history. Elizabeth Snowbell, how did they categorize someone as feeble-minded? You know, that is an excellent question. Let's take a quick look Yada, yada, yada. Categories redeemed. The Eugenics looked at the evolution and survival of the fittest, as Darwin described it, and believed we help nature along if we plan who reproduces and who doesn't. Here's the thing, the problem with that argument. If you buy into natural selection and survival of the fittest, it is not a conscious choice. It is a process. Therefore, you cannot help it along because it's not up to you. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. Victims of state-mandated sterilization included people like Buck, who have been labeled mentally deficient, as well as those who were deaf, blind, and diseased. Minorities, poor people, and promiscuous women were often targeted. Notes that the instinct to demonize people who are different is still prevailing in the U.S. today. No kidding. Particularly in the debate over immigration and so much else. This is why everyone Dickens' work is still so popular. Because in a weird way, the evils he denounced and the spirit he tried to encourage are still as prominent and necessary today. You've still got people trying to decide who the criteria for what people should be, and viewing others as unnecessary. And you still have the call to show kindness, mercy, and support to your fellow human being. That call is going to be ringing through our culture for centuries. That's why A Christmas Carol still endures. Elizabeth, I don't know how I would have been ruled. But anyway. I think this, having just lectured you all, apologies if I really got up my soapbox there. I think this effort to combat the worst ideas of humanity is why A Christmas Carol is so enduring. You know what? I think I'll just quote myself. There are still people who are trying to decide who is worthy of life, recognition, and respect. People based on a very narrow and selfish criteria. To combat this, there must always be a calling for respect, mercy, support, and acceptance of our fellow human beings in all their various forms. So I must ask, given this very powerful struggle within Miss Carol, how the heck are the ponies supposed to tackle this? You know, before I jump into this, I'll just have our narrator, currently Anthony C., saying, Quill deposited his visiting companion on the dresser table, which really brought the room together. Feng shui fabulous. How do you spell feng shui? I totally did that wrong. Feng shui fabulous. Jeez. Ooh, I feel like I got impassioned there, and therefore I am now suddenly winded, even though I only spoke a little. Bonus. Equestria is a very egalitarian society. While there is tension between social classes in terms of superiority complexes, there's no cry for eugenics. There's very little by way of poverty. And starvation is all but unknown. That's just we've had to truly destructive philosophies is the ponies' attitude towards outside cultures, which Twilight and friends are correcting. Let's combat. What I'm saying is that My Little Pony can't tackle the same ideas as Dickens intended. And to their credit, they don't try to. Ah, goodness. You're right, Tyler Haggerty. One of the interesting things of the Christmas Carol is its depiction of damnation. The greedy souls see the consequences of their actions, but the punishments they can no longer help. And it's funny, earlier in the script I reference, there was an adaptation in 1999 where Scrooge did go to hell, in the vision of the future, but his chain was so massive he was basically trapped to a pillar and couldn't even go out to see the consequences of his actions. I find the consequence we see in both the book and other versions of having to be in the world and see what you've wrought. That's perhaps the greatest punishment. Let's see here. No, Swordbreaker, if I can't really ask Firebrand to be a part of this directly. In addition to Christmas time, he and his wife are now celebrating 2 bundles of joy, and that takes a lot of time and energy. That doesn't mean, however, I can't use past audio files. I have a really good Firebrand screaming that I intend to use. Let's see here. Underpup, I would say Wendigos do not represent cannibalism because they are not eating ponies. They are feeding off negative emotions. If anything, I think they're a reflection that an environment can be impacted as much by emotions and ideas, but as well as physical impacts. If you only view the world looking for the worst, then that is all you will find. They don't try to. We begin our tale with the ponies getting ready to celebrate housewarming. And I can't play any of the music from this because I have my own breed of humbug. Bug, the YouTube copyright system. A giant YouTube symbol is looming over his shoulder. Family phone, I wouldn't know about joining the Rift. I left it a good long time ago. Instead, I contact the folks who I enjoy working with directly and try to keep at least apprised of all that's going on in their lives, though that's no easy task. Trainer, you're saying the use of Wendigos has been getting a lot of criticism lately. Can you elaborate? I can see how people would... there's the whole be nice or the world dies as a rather extreme example. But I am uncertain about other things. What else have people said, done? But Starlight is not feeling the mood, the vibe. Let's see, I need the transcript for this. So, mlp.fandom.com. Show me your episodes and transcripts from Season 6. Alrighty. I think to most of them. Silver. Now I'm of two minds on this. One says that an individual has the right to engage or not engage in an event, and we should respect that so long as it's a genuine choice and not an imposed circumstance. Camera let's see here. Tracks over to a second silver quill standing opposite. The other mind is that we need to have courage to step outside our comfort zones. And try new things. Taking part in community traditions is important to building bonds with one's neighbors. A difficult prospect in this digital age. So I consider Twilight and Spike to be overzealous, but they mean well, and Starlight could use a little extra perspective. Hence the reading of a heartwarming tale. Oh, yes, Champ to Stay. It's a Wonderful Life definitely still holds up. Looking back on one's life and seeing the good they've done, I feel like It's a Wonderful Life really is meant for an older audience. Kids won't get it. Some adults might not get it. Even my brother considers it far too saccharine, and I can totally see why. But I personally think it does have a very meaningful addition. Let's see here. Oh, yes. I asked Trinary to elaborate on the critiques, but I haven't read the messages. Let me see here. Noah Harris, what would happen if everybody in Equestria traveled to Bookend from Ever After High? Well, one, it'd be very, very crowded, I think. For Equestria is much more populated than a high school. But I haven't seen Ever After High, so I don't know how different I don't know how their magics might interact. But here's Trinary. Well, that would be his criticism of Wendigos, but it's more the origin of the term. Wendigos originate from a native/indigenous mythology, and some folks are right at their depiction and usage. And Adam Leisman adds that they've been told in several Native American mythologies, Wendigos, sometimes spelled Windigos, are such terrifying creatures that you're not supposed to name them. Oh. Well, let's see. How do I feel about this? I mean, you know, it's a hard thing to say. In so many ways, from what I understand, the Wendigos of MLP, it's really only the name that shares a similarity, at least as far as I know. Therefore, I'm not sure how much we're meant to assign a connection. At the same time, a name does have a great deal of power, and linking it to a specific culture and their beliefs is walking a very dangerous line. To give a different context, in the season 10 comics of IDW, on the Farasian shores, Akura's homeland, they have why am I suddenly blanking on the terms? The magic murder ponies you saw in DuckTales. What are they called? The horses that drown you. Horses that drown people. Kelpies. There we are. Jeez. Kelpies. So the Kelpies were linked with the Farasian, but those are, I believe, a myth from Ireland. Yep, there. I love it. Just as I find the answer. Curse this lag in streaming. You're all correct, and of far better memory than I. Well, okay, Trinary, if indigenous people really feel strongly about this, then I would default to their wishes. Here's the thing, guys. The world is complex, and there are a lot of different factors and gray areas, but when I get confused, when it's just too big for me to see it all, my philosophy is default to kindness. What's the kind thing to do in this situation? I believe the kind thing to do is to respect the people's cultures. So I can see why the Wendigos would be offensive. Unfortunately, I cannot remove them from the show. They're a part of it. Shocker 27, would the MLP mermaid ponies be called Kelpies? Actually, no. There's also a, is it Greek or Roman mythology? Hippocampus? Let's do a quick search. Nope, that's part of a brain. I mean, hippopotamus is a water horse, but there's a mythology. Oh, okay. So yeah, hippocampus is also in mythology. Thanks, American culture, or whoever came up with those terms for using the two. Front end of a horse, tail of, well, a fish. So I'd sooner use that term for them. All right, so where were we? Here we see the relationship of one Snowfall Frost and her assistant Rainbow. What was Rainbow's? Her assistant Snowdash. Yada yada yada. Yada yada. Work hard. Alright, let's see. Whoop. I'm gonna move these closer together just so I can. Snowfall Frost. Rather than try to match Scrooge's disdain for the impoverished and his resistance to affection, Snowfall's flaw is, how to put it, too zealous a devotion to an ideal. And this will be Snowfall saying, Snowfall. Work hard. Equestria. But much like those eugenics loons who tried to draft laws, she hasn't given a lot of thought to what that really means. Thus, she too is operating off a narrow and ultimately selfish philosophy. Or maybe I'll say perspective. Oh, lordy. Writing will never be the most physically arduous, but in terms of challenging the brain, there are a few better. Oh, Adam Listman has more information on the hippocampi. They're not from any stories, but rather they come purely from the visual arts. We're more of a 20th century AD thing than a Greco-Roman. Interesting. Thank you for sharing that. I'd like to know. Oh, Shocker 27, this is a review I'm cooking up. Not so much a D&D campaign. I'm just scripting it out as if it were, well, a play. Usually my scripts feature a table with two columns. On the left are graphical notes, on the right are narration. But as I'm hoping to include other people in this, well, there's only so much I can do. I'm trying to make it approachable for all. Oh, yes, Brian Luna. Writer's block, the great enemy. Yes, Trinary, Google Docs are saving my behind with autosave. It's quite helpful. Active. And through another song, villain songs being some of the best. she sets to magically erase the day from the world's consciousness. Yes. Of course, this sets attention of the spirits without the need for a condemned soul to appear. You know, lucky pony. Instead, we jump right to the first spirit. All right, now I need to steal from, we can leave behind the Malthusian economics for the moment. Where's the second stave? That's what he's on. Quarter past. Oh, I need to fix one thing. Midnight. Would help if I spelled midnight right. At 1. Yeah, I'm familiar. Nope, I forget. Kindle is the Kindle app. Although, funny enough, I do still have the physical Kindle. When that first came out, I thought it was the bee's knees because it felt like a data pad from Star Trek. Now we've got tablets and everyone treats it as rather ho-hum, but it's Star Trek, people. We're a little closer to being on the Enterprise. D. I'd want to be on the Enterprise D. Ooh. There we go. There's a random poll for y'all. What USS Enterprise would you serve on? Archer's Enterprise? Kirk's Enterprise? And finally, Worf's Enterprise. He actually got to take over for a time. Start the poll. Let me hear you ring out. Let's see here. Silver spoke before the hour bell sounded, which now a deep, dull, hollow, melancholy one. Light flashed upon the room in the instant. A lens flare, the most basic and disdained special effect that comes with any editing software, appears in the room. It's blinding. Silver. Gah! All right. How does good old Scrooge, well, Dickens, describe this thing? Beat, yada yada. It was a strange figure. Oh yeah, and this is... Here we go. Let's just... My thought is, take this sentence and adapt it, because I know I don't have to worry about having a Ghost of Christmas Past. I know what I have in mind. The Enterprise G, Michael Bullington? What is the Enterprise G? I don't remember that at all. Oh, I did it again. So a bit annoying. Like a hairball, yet not so like a clog at like a animal viewed through some popular culture medium, which gave the appearance of having receipt to a cameo's proportions. The lens flare dims to reveal a Karibo. Oh, a very small one that speaks with a high-pitched voice. Do la 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 la. 'For a few seconds. Oh, I get it. A little Karibo. Well, that's smart. That's clever. It's clever and annoying. Enderpup, who is playing the three ghosts? Well, right now I'm hoping I'm going to use a Karibo, a little Karibo, for the past. I'm going to reach out to Jasper Pie for present and Sweetie Bloom for future. But we shall see. It's all dependent on how everyone's doing. Germerman64, I'm pleased that you could enjoy a poll as your first streaming experience. And to my great surprise, it's only been 5 minutes, but Archer's Enterprise has at least garnished 16% of people's votes, whereas Worf, who, well, fairness, we never got to see Worf as captain. But Worf's Enterprise is getting a big fat Ndinguna because, well, we never got to see it. This is supposed to be about my past, yeah? Well, I got into My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, in part because of word of mouth. Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, Red versus Blue, and a review and a retrospective by Chad Rocco of Channel Awesome. Got me interested. I watched a few. At the time, I was working at an office redacting personal information from police reports and got to read a great many interesting stories. So I started watching a kids show as primetime didn't do much to boost the spirit. That job, but I watching, and one day I saw a particular piece of fan art. One last parade. Let's see if I can find that. My Little Pony One Last Parade. There you are. This is the artwork in question. Done at when was this made? 2011. Before any of us knew what was coming down the pipe. So it slowly pans across the screen. One Last Parade by Harwick. Did I spell that right? Harwicks. Harder than I expected. And I realized that I cared a great deal more than I realized. What prompted me to try my hand at making comics as well. But I didn't start my YouTube videos until season 3. As the artwork passes, we find that the background for Silver and the Spirit is now on fire. Hey, good Lord. Fire. Karibo will supply many due to laws. Exactly. This is a flame war. One that lasted at least 9 months. It's between the end of season 3 and the debut of Alicorn Twilight, and the start of season 4. I still to the show for positivity and the fandom for creativity. So seeing all this conflict over the change was a bummer. And since nobody was saying the things I wanted to hear said, the things I wanted to say, I resolved to make a video sharing my thoughts. And from there, things much snowballed without a plan. But, let's see, forgive me everyone, I haven't checked the chat in a hot minute. Let's see here. I'll give a few more minutes on the poll, but let's see here. Harwick is a really good artist. Evangelion 007, I agree. I don't know if that would have been a better ending to see Twilight on one last parade as she's at the end of her life. Let's see here. Let's see here. Champ State would like to know if I had to choose between tomato sauce or Alfredo sauce on pasta, which, funny enough, that's the menu for dinner with my family this Sunday. Let's see here. Which would you choose? I'm more a fan of the tomato sauce. Alfredo is quite wonderful, don't get me wrong, but nothing beats a good old-fashioned pasta sauce with some meatballs. Hello, Crystal Sparkle. Happy vlogs, awesome people. Vlogmas. Happy Vlogmas. The stream is really out of focus. Oh, would it help if I enlarged it somewhat? Alrighty, so pretty much without a plan. Garibo. More incomprehensible words. Oh yeah, I met a ton of people through those videos. Many of whom I would collaborate with and fail to keep pace with the show once. It was rather prophetic to call this after the fact. But I'm happy to say that how can I put this? Say that I still get to act with wonderfully kind people by going to conventions and touch on the net. Yeah, that's a Michael Bullen said, I'm not going to split enterprises. If it's under Picard, by God, it's going to function like a Picard ship and make it so. Meant literally out of focus. My goodness. Well, anyway. All right, I think I'll call it good on the poll right now. So, the results. Leading the pack is serving under Picard on either the Enterprise D or E, with a whopping 65%, followed by Captain James T. Kirk with Enterprise, well, the Enterprise and then the Enterprise A, of 17%. Then Archer's Enterprise, 13%. And there was a loyal Worf fan who chimed in, earning a 4%. Well, one last question. No, I still don't have a plan. I have been flying by the seat of my non-existent pants for over a decade. And that's true. Non-existent? Existent. Every now and again, I encounter a blind spot. So blind. All right, Drummerman 64, we'll catch you later. You have a good one. Cosmona, I'm with you. I grew up with Enterprise D, so yeah. Now, Snowfall, she had a much different problem. A rotten teacher. What was this teacher's name? Professor Flintheart. A Snape-inspired teacher named Flintheart. But not of the Glomgold variety. A teacher who the stage for her fall into the more militant view of improvement. Researching progress without any concern spirit. And I wish we could have seen Flintheart's fate, for he is akin to Scrooge's father. Though we never see this less than stellar papa they're in most of the plays, the adaptations, we do learn one important fact from Scrooge's sister. And I will find some adaptation where he's so much kinder now. Part of Dickens' mastery of words was using words that convey negativity but also carry the promise of improvement. Now, let's see here. I gotta go back. Where was the clam comment? A clam? Come on. Pearl? Nope. Where did they described him using very specific terms? Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, Marley. Yep. Marley were dead. Scrooge never painted. Scraping, hard and sharp as flint. Ah, oyster. There's my problem. Ah, come on. Hard. Hard and sharp as flint. Fire. Secret and self-contained and solitary as an oyster. Stir. terrible as this sounds, flint can become flint. Oh, okay, hang on. I actually need to double check my. Is flint the same as coal? Comparing rocks. Because I know coal becomes a diamond, but actually, maybe that's the better question. Can flint become diamond? All your flint is now diamonds, but that's the Minecraft forum. Spoiled rich as a Karen? Well, that's true. Awful teachers affect the students. You're correct, Enderpup. Well, I'll need to double check this because the word choice was very become. And so I'll have to figure that out. That can become yada yada. Burp, burp, burp. And an oyster may yet produce a pearl. By that same hopeful notion, we learn that Scrooge's father, a man, and so hardened he wouldn't even have his son come home for the holidays. They became kinder and eventually had his son return home full time. Even the teacher bidding Scrooge farewell surprised him with a display of celebration and respect. What would this story be like if we got to witness Flintheart's fate as a contrast or preview for Snowfall's future? And let's see here. And that's it. Let's see here. Well, Elizabeth Snowball, you're right that, actually, that's an excellent point. It shows. So let me add this. However, I also quote Carl Jung. This matter. Let's see, how did he phrase it? Carl Jung, I am not Goodreads. Let's see what you have to say. Ah! How do I clear that formatting? Jeez Louise, I'm used to doing this on my own computer, not this shared. There we go. Not on a shared Google Doc. Me too. Snowfall is still responsible for her own choices and actions. This is not a case of simply transferring the blame, but recognizing that how we treat others, how we choose to treat others, has there we go. Treat others has a consequence. There we go. For our own choices and actions, just as Scrooge was. Yes, just like Scrooge. Blame, but recognizing that how we choose to treat others has a consequence. All right, now. Parting words, and then it disappears with a pop. Ooh, this is music kind of jazzy. Scrooge closed the windows and the door. Oh, where'd the door leave? Gotta start just reading through here after listening point. Mortal dirge upon a bleak dark night's fall. Oh wait, the first of the three spirits. I'm looking at the wrong stave. Let's see here. Waking in the middle of a prodigiously tough snore and saying Scrooge had no occasion to be told having gotten box for just period. Silver had no occasion, stroke of 1. Let's see here, just checking in on people. Checking. Oh, Stefan Goldberg 666. It's going well. I've had a fun but involved day. I admit that as much as I'm enjoying this, I also look forward to a quiet period of just me time. We all need a little me time. Oh God, Denderpup, you want Jasper to be the kind of gift that clobbers me like the fairy in Scrooged? What have I done to deserve this? Don't answer that question. Now let's see here. Let's see here. There's this great line. Gentlemen of a free and easy sort who plume themselves on being acquainted with the move or two and usually being equal to the time of day express a wide range of their capacity for adventure by observing yada. Oh, yes. Basically, Dickens is saying even if a guy feels rough and ready, he's not prepared. Good for... All right. Gentlemen of the free and easy sort who plume themselves on being acquainted with a move or two, and being usually equal to the time of day, express the wide range of their capacity for adventure by observing that they are good for anything from pitch and toss to manslaughter. Betwixt which opposite extremes, no doubt, there lies a tolerable comprehensive range of subjects. This does not, however, Quill, as his range usually falls between and screen before flight. So he was assuredly unprepared for the mighty figure making a passage through his wall. How does one spell assuredly? Hey, here we go. Oxford English Dictionary, talk to me. What? There is one meaning in... Oh, for God's sakes, I have to subscribe to use a freaking dictionary? Alright, I'll just stick with the spelling. That's to you guys. For pie, dressed as the ghost Christmas present, slams through the wall while in honor of the Kool-Aid Man. It is a word trinary, but it's a word from the 1500s. I'm just going with trying to sound real. I'm just going with a little silly diction. If that were my actual home wall, we'd be having words. To the light and know me better, man. And I'll tell you a little secret. No matter what the adaptation, the Ghost of Christmas Present is always my favorite of the trio. Are you coming on to me? Me? Okay, you wish. Oh, hello, Master Code. Good to have you here. Brian Luna, you're correct that assuredly is the more modern. How about we just say, let's just leave it out. So he was unprepared for the mighty figure. He passes through his wall. We'll just leave the assuredly out there. If that was my actual home wall, we'd be having words. Alrighty, now let's see here. My memory is failing me a little bit on this part. see. Know me better. And rather than man, hippogriff. Wish. Doesn't. Silver on his cell. Hello, police. I'd like to report an intrusion. Intruder. But at the same time, yeah. I'm just thinking about things. Oh God, the toaster fairy from Scrooge is my favorite scene also. Just, yep, that's why Christmas Present is my fave. Know me better, Griff? Alden Lindstorm, that's a good suggestion. But, I mean, there's griffins and there's hippogriffs. But then again, there are different types of men, so why not include them? Know me better, Griff. By the way, have you seen Despio? Oh, he was... Despio still in the jar. Live Jasper is he's a quack. All right, let's see here. Oh my goodness. So we're all ready on the present? Present? I remember... Getting a lot more... You want? Squeak. Take hold of my robe. Now, what did the ghost say specifically? Yes, go. Touch my robe. Robe. Holiday we shall... robe, and the background elements slowly grind away. And to be by Silver and Jasper both look awkward as they wait for this transition to complete. Killer budget. Killer budget on this production. Talk to the bean counters. Oh, Cartoon Cat Girl, welcome back. It's good to see you. And let's see here. Oh, talk to the bean counters. Oh, it is just like 8 minutes to the top of the hour. And to be honest, this writing, while very good, I've made excellent progress. I feel just a little worn out. Oh, but actually I've got one more joke I can write up before we... Anyway. Let us go forth and... Right there. Our fellow YouTubers, rather. We shall start with the Scorchers. Cheers. Push slide to the interior of a house. House. Commander Firebrand runs away screaming from several blaster bolts. Two foals with army hard helmets obscuring their eyes and holding blasters in their hands pursue, giggling. Ah, how nice. They got my gifts. You. Jasper's like, you gifted firearms to children? Laser firearms. I gotta say, this music is a bit weird. For 1980s standards, it's okay so long as there are no bullets. Incoming. Yep, one more. Maybe we'll check in on... Slide to... Wait a minute. Isn't this usually when Scrooge gets to win? Tiny Tim? Who's playing that role? Lightning Bliss. Down here. Let's see Lightning Bliss. Item complete with crutch. Silver tries to stifle laughter. Shut up. Silver. Even harder to hold. Sir? Shut up. Sir. Don't worry about it, Bliss. There are no small roles. Oh, any actors. Bliss tackles Silver, and a brawl ensues. A cloud of smoke obscures, but there are flashes of a crutch being used as a weapon. As the two exchange laughter and threats. Jasper on stoically. Oh, there we go. With 2 minutes to the top of the hour, I feel that I have sufficiently annoyed Lightning Bliss in this one scene. Let's see here. Crutch and a Griff without his teeth. Oh, Crutch has a T. That's why I'm all wrong. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's just change the line a little. I see a vacant brain. Right. In poor condition. And a crutch lodged. Lodged where a crutch should not be. By the future. Sure. There we go. I see a vacant bird brain in poor condition, and a crutch lodged where a crutch should not be. If these shadows remained unaltered by the future, the pummeling will be epic. All right, and with that, I think I have enough to first, extend the invite to my friends to see if they would like to take part in this nonsense. And well, we'll see what happens. Lasers and lightning bolts are coming probably. All right, very productive use of my time turn area. I'd like to think so. Oh, so okay, I think this is a good stopping point. I will do my utmost to get this, realize this as reality, but well, I may also fail. But either which way, I'm going to have fun doing it. All right. So, everyone, thank you for hanging out with me through this atypical Fulfillment Friday. It's been more writing than graphics, but we'll see what happens. In the meantime, this is the weekend before Christmas. So, before the Christmas weekend. So it's kind of like take a breath, get ready. It's going to get a little bit more hectic next week as people do last minute shopping and all that good stuff. But we have holidays ahead and a time for celebration. And I hope you can all enjoy a wonderful celebration with people who love you, people you love, and just reinforce positivity because we need that to move forward throughout the year. That to me is the real joy of holidays, to reinforce the best of us moving forward. So, and my apologies to Catman77J. You're saying hello, but I only just see you now. But in any case, everyone, I just wish you a wonderful weekend. Be safe and be well. I'm Silver.